Hey there. So today I'm going to tell you the story of the magic paintbrush boy. Long ago in a faraway kingdom, there was a beautiful princess who had everything she could possibly want. She had a loving family, an abundance of wealth, and a whole host of devoted servants. But despite all of this, the princess was deeply unhappy. Day after day, she felt a growing emptiness inside of her that no amount of riches or luxury could fill. One day, the princess's royal advisor heard of an old legend that spoke of a magical paintbrush that could bring happiness to anyone who possessed it. The advisor, desperate to help the princess and wanting to be rewarded with the gratitude of the royal family, decided to go on a quest to find the paintbrush. He traveled for many days, following the clues of the legend until finally he found himself at the entrance of a dark and foreboding cave. According to the legend, the magic paintbrush was hidden somewhere inside. As the advisor entered the cave, he realized it wasn't as scary as he'd imagined. It was actually quite beautiful, filled with sparkling crystals that glittered in the dim light. As he walked further into the cave, he heard a soft voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "Who goes into my cave?" the voice asked. "It is I," replied the advisor, "a servant of the royal family. I am looking for the magical paintbrush that is said to bring great happiness." "Ah, so you seek the paintbrush," said the voice, "but you are not worthy. Only someone pure of heart can wield its power." With that, the entrance behind the advisor began to close, trapping him in the cave. The crystals lining the walls started to fall, blocking his path. And before he knew what was happening, he had been completely buried under tons of rocks and dirt. Back at the palace, the princess heard of her advisor's quest and worried for his safety. She decided to venture into the same cave herself, determined to rescue her advisor and find the magical paintbrush. As she made her way through the dark tunnels, she too heard the voice. "Who goes into my cave?" "It is I, a servant of the royal family," she said. "I am looking for the magical paintbrush that is said to bring great happiness." "Ah, so you seek the paintbrush," the voice replied. "Are you pure of heart?" The princess hesitated, unsure how to answer. But then she realized that only one way to find out. So she declared, "I am pure of heart." And with that, the path ahead of her lit up, revealing a small opening. When the princess stepped through the opening, she found herself in a vast chamber filled with all sorts of magical creatures. There were tiny winged fairies, playful pixies, and even a grumpy-looking troll. In the center of the room was a large cauldron filled with bubbling green liquid, and beside it sat the most beautiful paintbrush the princess had ever seen. Its bristles were made of pure white feathers, and its handle was carved from a single piece of crystal. As the princess approached the cauldron, the troll suddenly sprang to life. "Who are you and what do you want?" he demanded. "I am the princess of this kingdom," she replied, "and I am here to retrieve the magical paintbrush." "Ha, you will never get past me," the troll sneered. And with that, he charged towards her, swinging his wooden club. With nimble footwork, the princess managed to dodge the troll's attacks. But she soon realized that she couldn't defeat him in a battle of strength, so she did the only thing she could think of. She picked up the paintbrush and, with a flick of her wrist, painted a picture of the princess and her entire kingdom. The painting was so beautiful and realistic that the troll couldn't help but stare at it in awe. In that moment of distraction, the princess took the opportunity to paint a picture of the troll in a deep slumber. And with a wave of her magic paintbrush, the painting came to life. The troll fell to the ground, fast asleep. The princess wasted no time in collecting the magical paintbrush and escaping the cave. Back at the palace, the princess used the paintbrush to make a series of beautiful paintings that depicted scenes of joy, happiness, and prosperity for her kingdom. And just as the legend had foretold, each painting brought a sense of fulfillment and contentment to the people of the kingdom. The princess was finally happy, knowing that she had brought happiness to her people. Meanwhile, the troll was still fast asleep, trapped by the princess's magic painting. The other magical creatures from the cave were also trapped in their own paintings, unable to escape the princess's magic. As the years went by, the princess grew older and wiser, but she never forgot the importance of using her power for good. She continued to make beautiful paintings that brought happiness to her people, and the kingdom prospered under her rule. One day, a young man named Theo stumbled upon the cave where the princess had retrieved the magic paintbrush. Theo was an artist who had always dreamed of creating something truly beautiful. When he heard the legend of the magic paintbrush, he became determined to find it and use it to create a masterpiece. As Theo made his way through the cave, he came across the paintings that the princess had made, and he was stunned by their beauty. Each painting was like a portal into another world, so realistic and full of life that Theo felt like he was actually there. As he looked around, Theo noticed something strange. The paintings of the troll and the other magical creatures didn't seem to have the same lifelike quality as the rest. They looked more like regular paintings, and there was something about them that seemed to be calling out to him. Theo couldn't shake the feeling that he needed to do something, but he wasn't sure what. Suddenly, he remembered the legend of the magic paintbrush and the princess who had used it to bring happiness to her people. Could it be possible that the princess had also used the paintbrush to trap the troll and the other magical creatures? If so, then it was up to him to set them free. With that, Theo picked up the paintbrush and began to make a painting of the troll. He put all of his skill and energy into the painting, and as he worked, he could feel the troll's anger and frustration growing stronger. Finally, Theo finished the painting, and as he added the finishing touches, the troll suddenly came to life. Theo was startled, but he quickly regained his composure and greeted the troll. "I am Theo, a friend of the princess," he said, "and I have come to set you free." The troll looked at Theo with suspicion, but he was clearly grateful to be free from his painting. "Thank you, Theo," he said. "And where is the princess?" "She is gone now," Theo replied. "She died of old age many years ago." The troll looked downcast, realizing that he would never see the princess again. But Theo had an idea. He picked up the paintbrush, and with a few strokes, he painted a picture of the princess. The painting was so realistic that the troll thought it must be one of the princess's old paintings from when she was alive. But when he reached out to touch it, the painting shimmered and the princess stepped out, alive and well. "What?" the troll exclaimed. "You're alive." "Yes, I am," the princess said with a smile. "And I am here because Theo needed my help." The princess and the troll were overjoyed to see each other again, and they spent the day catching up on all the years they had lost. As the sun began to set, the princess and the troll, along with Theo and the other magical creatures, stood together at the entrance of the cave. "Thank you, Theo," the princess said. "You have brought us all back together." Theo smiled, knowing that he had done something truly special. He had freed the magical creatures from their paintings and brought the princess and the troll back together. As they all emerged from the cave, the sky filled with fireworks, and the people of the kingdom gathered to celebrate the return of their beloved princess. Theo was hailed as a hero, and he knew that he would never forget his adventure in the magical cave. From that day on, the princess ruled her kingdom wisely and compassionately, and the people thrived under her guidance. The troll and the other magical creatures became her loyal subjects, and they lived happily ever after in the magical kingdom. And that, my friends, is the story of the Magic Paintbrush Boy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this enchanting tale of bravery, friendship, and the power of art. If you did, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button below. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so now. That way you won't miss any of my future stories. Until next time, my friends, stay creative and keep believing in the magic of stories. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.